All right. Week 5, Baltimore. Before that, how much money do we make when we play on the road? I'm trying to be able... Oh, good, we lost $3 million. Every road game, we lose $3 million. Because of player salary, staff salary, and the stadium lease. So holding on to dudes to try to win the Super Bowl is actively going to hurt how much money we have to re-sign people to not be terrible. So that is a big decision to make, man. It really is. I think we kind of have to explore what options are out there and what the potential returns would be for certain dudes. First up is Jerry Judy. And what a potential return for him would be. Apparently a lot of young linemen. I mean, CeeDee Lamb, it doesn't help unless he's not under a big contract. Like, that's the big thing, right? The idea is try to save money. Honestly, the Browns offering 2 younger... Ooh. That right tackle, you know? This might be... This might be a trade episode here. So right tackle Charles, right end Crosby, and a 2027 second rounder. That is from Cleveland. Again, we can't check dev traits from here. Cardinals are offering an 83 safety. We could kind of use somebody like that. Davis, who's a corner, and a right end, and Hudson. J.C. Jackson would be too expensive. Even though J.C. Jackson, Luke Triplett's amazing, that defeats the purpose of shedding cap. DeForest Buckner would be too expensive. Terrell Conley, Jelani Wood. We don't necessarily need an edge. Deron Payne we don't need. Trevon Diggs we don't need. Trevon Diggs on a first is unreal. But again, the whole idea of why we would trade Jerry Judy right now is to shed cap to save money. It wouldn't be to bring someone else in who's also going to be expensive. I have to do it manually. Not necessarily. So right now I can kind of see the general idea, and then I can go look and see who's out there. So right tackle Chandler and a cornerback in Clinton from the Patriots. There's a left tackle, which is a position we might need at the end of this. Crash, what's up, man? And a cornerback in Barlow. DJ Moore. Kadarius Toney would be too expensive. Max Weber and Darisaw. Okay, 4 offers there were decent. From Cleveland, there was the right tackle, 23-year-old Nick Charles, normal dev. He's not bad, though. Be a decent filler player, and then right edge Crosby. All right, so those 2 players aren't great. The big return would be a 2nd-round pick. The Cardinals, their big offer was this free safety, Cordell Wilder. Who was under contract for 2 more years, but he's not on the cheapest contract. He has already signed another new deal. He's not against coming here either. Damn. So right now that Arizona deal would be better. The Patriots. The Patriots. We're offering a corner by the name of Clinton. So the Patriots are offering me like a pure cap dump, basically. They were offering Caleb Chandler. Yeah, New England is like, hey, you want to dump that cap? You go right ahead. And the Raiders were offering a left tackle in Brian Armstrong. Okay. So, for example, there would be a decent trade for Jerry Judy. There would be.
Oh, Good for
Clay
you.
J, thank you for the follow. So here's our gigantic decision. Like this kind of decides the franchise right now. We can go for it, knowing that we're probably not going to make a substantial enough amount of money to be able to really do anything in free agency at the draft in the first round, and we probably won't be able to keep these guys. Or we keep these guys, really make a run at the Super Bowl, but at the same time, we make that run at the Super Bowl, same thing happens with people leaving. If we do trade them now, we will save a decent amount of money and be able to focus on the draft, but we probably will take ourselves out of contention with whatever trade we make. And again, it's not just Judy, it's Jenkins. There's no fucking way I'm bringing him back. He's a trash can. Our tight end, Austin Norris, wants to leave. The left tackle we picked up, BJ Nash, wants to leave. Sellers is hit or miss. DiCarvalho wants to stay. I'd love to be able to keep him. And then we got a couple other guys down the road to worry about. And the longer we wait, the more money it costs us week by week because of the salaries. We could technically be making even more from home games. But again, we lost almost $3 million because of player salaries. Non-home games, we get $3 million. Non-home games, we get $3 to $3.5 million of income. So we do operate at a loss. And we've already had quite a few home games. There are a couple decent options there for Judy. Fuck. Yeah, we just put ourselves into this mess. It wasn't totally intentional. My biggest advice to everybody, if you're playing on owner mode, be careful in free agency. You never know what someone might accept. You never know. So we do have a home game. And again, we do have picks that we got from trading away other people, and we still have pretty high cap hit. Again, like Robert Woods was brought on as a veteran, though. Some of those veterans we brought on in those deals are not currently helping. We might have to shuffle some of the veterans out for cheaper ones. Moving Jenkins would certainly help. We don't really have a good option behind him. Al, it's not bad. I'm enjoying it. We have put ourselves into a rough situation here, though. And I'm really trying to decide of what the right choice is right now, because this is huge. This is a big damn decision. It really is. Like, we're not screwed. We're not. Like, it's not like, oh, we're screwed enough, I gotta end it and start something new. Like, we're not at that point. I just have to decide, do we want to just go for it and say the consequences are no big free agents, no major damage at the draft. Like, pretty much all four of these first rounders get traded away. Or do we try to save ourselves money now and prioritize getting out of this situation? And the problem is, we've only played 4 games, but every week we carry on with the cap hits being what they are. It's a problem. It's a big problem. Jesus. Jesus. Well, the problem is, in terms of the savings, it's not even really going to help that much. I mean, the savings are who you would expect. The big-name players. And again, for James, it might not even be worth it. We might have to go for it. Unless we agree to clear cat pens, which we might have to. We might have to agree to be able to clear cat pens. Oh, this sucks. Oh, this sucks. I genuinely don't know. I think we take the financial hit through the next 3 weeks. This team has these 3 weeks to prove that they're worth it. It says $0 on penalties. Doesn't really. It's weird because I didn't clear it. They have 3 weeks to prove that it's worth going for it. Otherwise, we're going to try to save up money through the rest of the season. Baltimore. At home. So we know we'll make money. We win 45-23. Not bad. And then we play the also 3-2 Patriots. See, the problem is, it's not just like the idea of going for it and losing players. It's just that idea of every home game, or every road game, we're going to fucking lose money. But it's like, if we get rid of Jerry Judy now, we should have the bonus money to actually do something at the draft, bring in DeCarvalho, you know, re-sign him. It's just a weird situation we found ourselves in. We just got to make the right choice at the right time to get ourselves out of this accidental mess we have put ourselves in. But here we are. Exactly. The back half of the season is going to be a lot of away games. That's the problem. That's why we have to make this choice. At the same time, it does make some sense to wait until the trade deadline, because if we do trade away these guys, at least we benefited from having them up until the point that we got rid of them. So, there is that. There is that. Wish they showed more love to the franchise. They've showed a decent amount of love to it over the past year or so compared to what they used to. It's still not at an NBA 2K level, but this gets more love than MLB's franchise mode does. Holy shit. Could always be worse. That doesn't mean it's great, but it could always be worse. Is at least how I'm choosing to view it. And AJ Terrell gets better too. He's another guy that we could move on from. What a situation we find ourselves in. Against the Patriots. Again, I would go game by game, but we have such a huge decision looming overhead. It's better to just find out. We lose to the Patriots, and badly. We are not overly convincing. 500 ball through the first 6 games of the season. We have had a history of getting better once we trade people away as well. Interestingly enough. I think we have to think about the future. I think we should focus on the future and making sure we can be competitive beyond this year. Because right now, with how this team is playing, we don't even have a guarantee of making the playoffs playing 500 ball when we should be dominating right now with how good we are. It's an away game. We'll give one more shot at signing Jerry Judy with a $1 million signing bonus. 22.5 against the cap is so much. It's the only way we could get him is to have it be super salary heavy. He is unbelievable. It's not a matter of saying, is he worth it? Because he is. He's unreal. The X Factor, by the way, was first one free. So, I mean, he catches that ball in open space. He's breaking that first tackle, basically. Had 20 touchdowns last year. Already has 9 in 7 games so far this year. 6 games so far this year. He's averaging 130 yards a game. Yeah, if anyone was worth it, it's him. We got to try. We got to try at this rate. Again, I can't afford to give him this gigantic salary bonus. He wants $30 million of a bonus. There's just no way. Let's just see what he says to this. Yeah. No, no one's willing to give up on that bonus money. That's just not something the AI do. Again, Norris doesn't want to come back. BJ Nash doesn't want to come back. I think the decision's been made for us, huh? I think it has been. That Jerry Judy trade, there were 3 of them. I don't know if they'll still be there. But if I go back to the Raiders, I double check that contract Armstrong's on. It's nothing too crazy. Definitely goes up, though. So regardless, Armstrong and Wilder both are expensive. The only way to avoid taking back somebody expensive would be to take that deal from the Patriots for just 2 nobodies. Literally cap dump Jerry Judy. For the record, though, if I were to add Jerry Judy, Derwin James, and A.J. Terrell to the same deal, what the hell would be offered to me? Terry McLaurin, Joe Mixon, and CeeDee Lamb. Myles Garrett. Tristan Wirfs and Sauce Gardner. Jalen Waddle and that safety. Joey Bosa, J.C. Jackson, Jamar Chase, and Elijah Moore. Like, there's obviously no way we're doing this. It is just pretty funny what we could do. It's like, yeah, here you go. Complete one of the biggest trades, if not the biggest trade of all time. Let's go. But again, would defeat the purpose. So Jerry, again, the CD would be a bit too damn expensive. Would kind of, I think, defeat the purpose of what we were looking to do here. Was he on the Bengals at this point? Yeah, he's expensive as shit. Got Gregory, Austin Hooper in a 4th. Right tackle and Charles was nothing special, but he's pretty cheap. Get a 2nd and a 4th round pick back as well. And then we have a right tackle to replace Jenkins. I don't hate that offer from the Browns. Again, Wilder, superstar level player, but he's already getting paid good money. Those 2 guys would be way too expensive. I didn't see what Terrell Conley gets paid, but we already have a right edge who's decent. Is that Patriots offer still out there? Now they added Deontay Hardy at this point. Brian Armstrong, Brian Morris in a 7th. We would have to have it be a cap dump. And honestly, that Browns offer makes the most sense. We do not have the money to re-sign Jerry Judy. The only reason to keep him is if we think we can make a Super Bowl this year. Right now, we're 3-3. The only way it makes sense to keep him is if we're convinced we can win a Super Bowl, because this team right now is going to cost us money to keep sending out there because we have a lot of road games coming up. A lot of road games. Meaning, I don't think we'll be near $60 million at the end of the season. Probably right around this amount, and that's not a ton of money. I think we pulled the trigger. Jerry Judy's fucking amazing. We're not getting the best value back for him. I am aware of this. But this is the type of cap dump move that we really do need to make. This sucks. But we put ourselves in this situation. Now we get to deal with the consequences, I think. I'm just not convinced this team as it stands, even though we are typically a second half team. I just don't think it's worth the risk of keeping them together and leveraging our future. I just don't see it. We're trading Jerry Judy to the Cleveland Browns. It would have been his last year here anyway, no matter what. Devlin obviously stays. Pierce obviously stays. We do still have Josh Robinson as our #1 wideout. Maybe this leads to Kitchens getting better. And honestly, Rashawn Steele is not worth that contract, especially when he's not going to come back. Is there anybody who... I highly doubt there's anyone willing to offer a pick. Let's try to find this one manually. Is there anybody who needs a lot of help at receiver who would like to take this guy for a middling round pick? So the Colts could use a little bit more depth. I mean, they got a good top 3, but not much after that. Indy is a 2nd round pick too much for this guy? Apparently. Is a 3rd round pick too much for this guy? No, it's not. So we'll get rid of Rashawn Steele as well. He wasn't going to come back at the end of the year anyway. We'll free up a little bit more cap from him. We're going to have to change a lot about this roster after this. Austin Norris. Still debating the option of franchise tagging Austin Norris. You could argue Jerry Judy as well. Like, oh, why not franchise tag him? He's, what, 4 years older than Norris at this point? Was he? I don't know if he was 4 years older. God, what a fucking team we made the Browns into. Jesus. Yeah, Judy's 27. But again, he's about to get paid so much goddamn money compared to what we'd have to pay a tight end. I'm thinking we do keep Watson, or not Waston. Austin Watson. Played too much hockey. I think we do keep Norris and look at a certain option there. I don't know how we're going to be... We literally can't keep BJ Nash because he doesn't want to come back. So we can look at moving BJ Nash. Free safety Sidney Osgood in 2/7. Let's see what's up. Fidel, we are 3-3. Not quite what we wanted. So, tight end has the cheapest tag option. It should still be the case, too. It should be. Denver offering a running back in Keon Parker. We'll take a look at him. We don't need a center. We do still need a right outside linebacker. We'll take a look at Cofield. We could take a look at Brian Henry from Arizona. Be sad to see the first pick of this series go. Yeah, we're in a rough spot. Those free agent signings from years past have come back to haunt us because we haven't been able to win during that time. We'll take a look at Schmidt at left tackle. Yeah, this has totally just turned into a trade day, essentially. Jack Frier. He's still hanging around. We don't really need a right edge, though. Don't really need a right edge. We could still look at him, though. It would just mean that we immediately have to get rid of a different edge, which would kind of suck. Damian Brown, right guard. I don't believe we needed a right guard at all. Got Emmanuel Parker at corner. Vegas is always in on these guys. Jamin Davis. Got a dude by the name of Presley at safety from the Steelers. All right, so we got some dudes to look at here. So the Steelers were offering us this safety behind Minka, Tyquan Presley. Okay, yeah, you want to offer me that guy? Sure, that sounds good. Uh-huh. On a cheap as shit contract, he will leave at the end of the contract. Unless something changes. He's going to want to leave at the end of the contract, unless that shows his interest here, or where he is now. So that's insane. Really quickly, do they need a left tackle? They could use an upgrade at left tackle. They do have a card who's not bad. Holy shit. So Tyquan Presley. Whoops, didn't mean to go back to that. His ability is shutdown. He also has recuperation. So he doesn't get tired. He's a beast and a half. Raiders were offering this random corner. No, not Harvey Terry, but Emmanuel Parker. Okay, apparently BJ Nash is worth an X-Factor level player. Emmanuel Parker has 2 years left. Isn't very happy with where he's at. I mean, the safety makes a lot of sense, but that's a damn good corner that's available too. The Lions were offering this edge that we don't necessarily need. He's only star dev, so he's out. The Jets were offering a left tackle. Jamie Schmidt, he's only star dev. Well, this has turned into something more interesting. The Chiefs were offering a right outside linebacker by the name of Harvey Porter. He's only star dev. Arizona was offering a tight end by the name of Henry. Who just recently signed a brand new deal with them. Like, literally just signed it this year. It's the last year of his rookie deal. So he's going to be expensive. So I'm going to rule that one out. The Bucks were offering a linebacker in the form of Cofield, who was terrible. Denver was offering a running back by the name of Keon Parker, who's 25, normal dev. And Chicago was offering a safety by the name of Osgood. Not quite as good as the other guy. So it's either the Vegas Raiders or the Pittsburgh Steelers for this deal. Again, the Raiders, that was for BJ Nash. That is a solid price for an X-Factor tight end. You're not wrong. But the problem is I'm not giving up on Austin Norris. I think we're going to franchise tag him. If I was to give up on Austin Norris, I would go for that guy. That tight end. So again, at corner, we're probably going to move on from AJ to shed cap, which means we have Stingley and Sellers if we keep him. So if we were to do the deal for the corner, we could potentially then move on from Sellers as well. If we do the deal for the free safety, well, then we pretty much have our answer at free safety long term, and Jalen Petra gets dealt. Let's double check what the surrounding pieces were around that trade again, involving BJ Nash. So the Raiders offering Parker a right guard and a 6th. The Steelers offering Presley a running back and a linebacker. I think we go for the safety. I think we go for that safety, man. They're both X-Factor players. We will trade BJ Nash to the Steelers for Tyquan Presley and company. Again, the Steelers do have Minka ahead of this guy, so they're just going to ruin him. Which team should I rebuild, the Commanders or the Bears? The Bears if you get rid of Roquan Smith. Let's take that deal from the Steelers. BJ Nash wasn't going to re-sign with us. We'll move on from him. Done deal. That is going to be the first of many trades that you're about to see in the next, like, 15 minutes. Now that we've made up our mind. By the way, that running back, Wayne candidate, isn't that good. So, we got some more decisions to make. So, we're not going to get rid of Austin Norris. He is the franchise tag plan. I need to finally make that call on Ashton Broussard just to move him for a pick. We're just going to ruin his dev by him being on the team. It's time for him to go. So the Rams do work. We're just going to get the best pick we can get. Go figure, the Steelers are a pretty good place for him. Is there another team that makes sense? Bills just drafted Simon McKee. He's pretty new. Honestly, the Steelers might have been the best fit. Colts are a pretty good fit, too. Let's go for the Colts. Let's give me the best pick you're willing to give me. How's the second-round pick sound? This is a pretty damn good prospect. We just have somebody better than him. Second-round pick works. Might have been able to get more. We move on from Broussard at right guard just to shed more cap. Jenkins is out next. And again, now we have Nick Charles behind him, thanks to that other deal involving Jerry Judy. So Jenkins, you need to fucking go. The Bills are offering tight end Russ Floyd and a cornerback named Mason. Cleveland offering wide receiver Derby, who we've known about for a while. Middle linebacker in Sheldon and a cornerback in Spillman. Jerry Sneed, Ryan Kelly. Simon Truman, we don't need a left guard. He was a high pick too, so that wouldn't be all that cheap. The Niners offering wide receiver Blaylock, middle linebacker Young, and middle linebacker Coleman, who's terrible. Green Bay offering a wide receiver named Pickett, wide receiver Josh Palmer, and a right guard named Fulton. We don't need a, excuse me, a left outside linebacker at all. We just drafted one. Okay. Let's go take a look at these four teams to see where Jenkins is going to end up. So the Bills, primary guy offered, tight end Floyd. 78 overall, 22 star dev, not bad. Not bad, especially if the other plan doesn't work out at tight end. Cleveland offering Derby at wide receiver. 23 years old, star dev. What's his contract? He's got 2 more years. Relatively cheap. So he was also star dev. Then there was Blaylock in San Francisco. Normal dev, so we're going to rule him out. And then Green Bay was offering a wideout named Pickett, who's not bad at all. He really is the best of the bunch. He was on a contract for 2 more years. It was Pickett and Palmer. Palmer gets paid a little bit. We could flip him. Or is his deal up? His deal's up at the end of the year anyway. Green Bay for Kevin Pickett. It would kind of leave Rodgers without some wide receiver targets, but what's more Green Bay than leaving leaving Rodgers without? Actually, Rodgers retired. Actually, never mind. I was gonna say what's more Packers though than not having wideout options. But Russ Floyd as a safety net at tight end is tough to pass up. That is tough to pass up. Already got 2 touchdown catches this year. He was making a couple of mil. And Pickett. It's dirt cheap. I think we take that deal from Green Bay if they need a right tackle. And they do. It would make sense that they'd go after Jenkins. Is their offer still available with Pickett at wide receiver? It is. Pickett, Palmer, Fulton from the Packers. Done deal. We'll shed cap with Jenkins being moved out. And again, this will save us money on a week-by-week basis. There is still a lot I need to do with this team. I'm going to cut a lot of the veterans that are making too much money, the veteran mentors. Can I immediately find a new spot for Palmer? Just to get rid of him. Honestly, I'm going to flip him right back to Green Bay. Right back to Green Bay. Don't even care what draft pick we get for him. Let's just flip him right back to the Packers because they need him. 4th round picks, fine by me. Done deal. There we go. We'll just flip him right back to the Packers. Easy does it. So again, we hold on to Norris for the hope of using the franchise tag on him. Now we have Pickett to work with Robinson. So it sucks that Judy and Ridley are gone. But we do have, you know, still 3 solid options at wideout. Honestly, I think we can move on from Mitch Price as well. Let's find a team that needs a left guard. Let's find a team that needs a left guard. The Raiders, honestly, could use somebody like him. Might be a 3rd rounder for him. So we're going to have a crap load of draft picks by the end of this. There's obviously no way we're going to make all of them. We'll end up trading down quite a bit. It will mean that we won't do much in free agency because the presumptive cap is going to be fucking sky high because of these picks. But these are changes that we needed to make. Again, Shakir DeCarvalho was looking like he was willing to re-sign. So that's good. Daniel Graham's not getting paid that much. No one's getting paid that much there. Hyde's getting paid a bit too much, but that's because we took him really early. AJ Terrell, I love you, buddy, but you gotta go. You gotta go. And the question is, for what? We'll be drafting at 5 a.m. tonight. At this rate, yeah. At this rate, yeah. Let's be save it for tomorrow. Again, Montgomery will just be worth too much money. The point is to shed cap. I don't want Miles Sanders. I don't want Amari Cooper. I don't want to take on Dalvin Cook. Alright, interesting deal there from Indy. So we have Conley on the edge. Burke at left guard. Those are 2 positions I don't need. There's got to be somebody else offering me a nice little deal to shed cap without actively trying to screw me over as well. That deal from the Raiders is back again. Armstrong, Morris, and a 7th. Don't know what Penning and Elam will make. I think it's that Raiders deal. Jeff Hyde, our boy Jeff Hyde. But also Harold. Ooh. Ooh, though. We get Jeff Hyde after all this time. And a 1st. And then probably look to flip Harold Landry. I don't even remember what Jeff Hyde's potential was. But just for the meme of Jeff Hyde is back and we get a 1st for AJ Terrell. It almost doesn't matter what Landry's getting paid. We can flip him. We're going to take that deal from the Titans. It's a bit of a meme, but it's also a 1st round pick. AJ Terrell is going to be flipped to Tennessee. Unless it was vetoed. I don't know what the hell it just said about the league, but I think it was good. Even if it was normal dev for Hyde, which I think it was, it is, he's still solid. He's still solid, and now we got 4 solid options, and again, Woods is going to be cut. So a crap load of moves. We are pretty much having to blow up this team on the fly. But it will be worth it. I hope. Whew! Holy shit, please tell me I can trade him. I didn't realize he was going to be making that much money. We could bring Deacon Slate back from Chicago. Get my boy Deacon back. Holy shit, is that dude making a crap load of money. Honestly, I didn't want to trade Deacon Slate to begin with. Larry Devine's out there. You got Donald Lowry from Kansas City. I know what's up. We'll have to check that guy. We got to get rid of this linebacker fucking ASAP. Philadelphia is offering Skinner at safety. Jack was there as well, but we don't really need him. Green Bay is offering Huff at corner. Wakefield we don't need. Emmanuel Parker's back out there. We know he's an X factor. That's the deal right there. I almost don't care how good Lowry is. I like that Slate's there. Patrick Griffin we don't really need anymore. Unless we were to move some of the wideouts that we just acquired. And then just, okay, well this Chris Mims too. Okay, hold on. We gotta check. We gotta check. All of a sudden there's enough. There's enough to want to play this safe. Honestly, middle linebacker and center doesn't matter. Yeah, and then there's Parker from the Ravens. Okay. Let's double check. Good thing is we're going to be able to move Harold Landry, which is nice. Let's double check the Chiefs really quickly. We're offering Lowry at running back. Star Dev, so he's not going to be the guy. The Eagles were offering Skinner at safety. Normal Dev, he's not the guy. Packers were offering Huff at corner. He's not the guy. Ravens at wideouts. We're offering No, they were offering Patrick Griffin. Star Dev, he's not bad. And then Minnesota was offering Mims at running back. We got our guy then for Landry. If we're going to keep getting offered deals like this, then fuck it, out of desperation, we'll take it. No doubt we're taking that deal from the Raiders for that cornerback, Emmanuel Parker. Done deal. $159 million in cap room now. All of the draft picks, which of course again we won't be able to make. But we are wheeling and dealing to shed as much cap as we reasonably can. And as is tradition, this team is still going to be good. We're not going to be bad by the end of this. Not even close. So Jalen Petra can go after all of that. And oof, yeah, we're gonna have to double check options. So Deeds, the cap space costs you weekly money. That is why. Let's see who needs a free safety before we even debate trading. This will help us with a bit of a short list on who I'm going to consider, because I want to make sure they at least need Petra. Dude named Butler that they just drafted. Jags desperately need a safety. Not that I want to trade Jalen Petra within division. Green Bay could also use a bit of an upgrade there. Carolina could afford to get a little bit younger and get a little bit of an upgrade. Nolans, get rid of Marcus May. Could you imagine if this was the real deadline, right? Bankston's young enough. The Vikings. Okay, so we got a handful of teams. Let's see what their offers are for Petra. We'll go to the Jags first, who are offering nobody that I'd want. The Packers, nope. Carolina. Not that I need a linebacker. That guy might be worth it. Saints are offering a running back, Racy Rowland. We'll definitely have to check. And the Vikings are offering a running back of their own in Ben Holmes. So we'll check those two running backs. Petra's getting traded to one of these two teams. Let's see. Ben Holmes, 23. Normal dev. Yikes. And the Saints were offering Racy Rowland, who's 26. Normal dev. Honestly, we'll take the deal for Rowland. We will take the deal for Mr. Rowland. Jalen Petra. We move on from him as well. $160 million in listed cap room now, which is insanity. Which is absolute insanity. I never expected when we started this process that this is how it would end up. But here we are. If I could move on from Carson Wells, that would be great. 7th round pick from the Bears. You got a deal. Just get rid of him. And I'm not even really necessarily all that close to being done with this process. Mac Wilson. Can I ship you off for a draft pick? Right guard named Pete Decker in a 7th. We'll take that, because how bad could this guy be? There you go, Atlanta. Have fun. Decker's not making that much, so that's good. Corner, we're looking okay. Safety, we're looking okay. And then the last guy to go is going to be Mr. Derwin James. It is time for Derwin to go. The question is, for whom? Oh my God, that corner that we missed out on years ago. The first year draft, the dude that went in the 2nd round, 83 overall, Shelton Rudd is being offered. His contract is going to be nuts, but at the same time, it might be worth it. Indy's offering Reed and a left guard named Burke, which I don't really need, but we could flip Burke and keep Reed, depending on the money. A 2028 2nd, that's insane. Bring in all the what could have beens. Basically, that's kind of what we're looking at right now. Dalton Schultz, I don't really want. Left tackle, right tackle, and a 1st from the Jets. I don't hate that. Carolina is offering Wakefield at linebacker, a position we don't need. We'd have to flip him, so doesn't really help. Max Weber. We gotta check Minnesota and Max Weber. Okay. The final trade of this ridiculous, not even trade deadline day. This corner from Minnesota, Max Weber, normal dev. He is out. I think we already looked at him before. The Colts were offering a wide receiver by the name of Rashard Reed, who is star dev, certainly not that bad. And the left guard, Khalil Burke, was star dev as well. Those two in a 2nd. And then the Cardinals offering corner Shelton Rudd. What is his contract? So he just signed his big boy contract. It kicks in next year. We can't do it. Would we be responsible for the bonus? Would we be responsible for the bonus? If he signed the deal under them, they're responsible for the bonus, right? Or are we responsible for it because he's with us when the contract kicks in? Because it would be fucking amazing to get this guy for 4 more years after this. You'd pay it? That's what I thought. We can't get him. We can't get him. We'd have to pay it, right? Because it would kick in. We can't risk it. He's too good. I know the Panthers were offering what currently is the 2nd overall pick, but it's too big of a risk. Honestly, I kind of like that Jets deal. It's just 2 random guys who aren't going to be that expensive. Although, yeah, with the Panthers offering that, the Panthers are currently offering the 2nd overall pick. Damian Brown and Gary Wakefield. I don't need Gary Wakefield at all. I'd flip him. I don't even need Brown for that matter. But we would have the... You know what? Carolina. Fuck it. It's silly season at this point. Derwin James to the Panthers will take the draft pick. $173 million in cap space. We currently have 5 first-round picks, so don't expect me to be able to do anything in free agency, because all that presumptive cap space that'll be factored in because of those picks will completely screw us. Jesus Christ. Okay. Right guard. There's no way Brown's better than our dude, is he? He has an upgrade point. Free agents got us into this mess, that's true. Brown is star dev, so is Brooks. Let's flip Damian Brown. Irv Smith in a 4th. That random shit linebacker, a tight end. A Pierman. Zach Davis. Was Zach Davis one of the good corners? Alex Cousins. Connor Jacobs. Zach Bennett at running back. Dwight Mills at corner. Okay, god damn it. We're going to have to go in depth for this trade, too. Son of a bitch, there's too many people. How have we ended up in this mess? Every time I try to avoid a mess like this, and trouble finds me. Every single time, trouble finds me. It's ridiculous. This should be the last trade we have to do. I hope. Just dump him. He's too valuable to just dump. We can get somebody back for him. And then I have 1,000 other things I have to do. This is absurd. It wasn't supposed to be like this, but we got in trouble with the new system. If we got Nobles, we just have to flip him. Only team that takes the bonus money would have to do it. I mean, still, the deal was done anyway. The deal was done, so nothing we can do about it now. Even then, he kind of defeated the purpose of shedding cap, you know? He kind of defeated the purpose of shedding cap. Okay, really quickly. And again, all those picks, we're going to trade down with those picks. There's no way we're going to make all of them. So Alex Noel, he's just fine. The Chargers were offering a wide receiver. Hello? By the name of Pierman. It's not that great. Indy was offering a cornerback by the name of Zach Davis. Normal dev for him. The Eagles were offering a corner named Alex Cousins, which they really shouldn't do. Atlanta was offering us 2 people in positions we don't need. Giants are offering us a running back named Zach Bennett. Lions offering us a corner by the name of Dwight Mills. And the Raiders were offering us a wide receiver by the name of Kerry Weston. None of these guys I want. I don't want any of these guys. Well, for the moment, I think we found a nice little safety spot. Kind of? I don't even know anymore, man. I don't even know. What the hell was that?